Now, we're going to stay on the Twitter here because, oh boy, this is fun. This is fun. So, Chuck Schumer. Peter King is retiring from Congress. He's not going to seek re-election. Peter King is retiring from Congress. Peter King is an open racist and Islamophobe. He blamed Eric Garner for his own death. When Eric Garner was choked out by cops, Peter King said it was Eric Garner's fault. Peter King is not a good dude. But here's what Chuck Schumer had to say about it. Chuck Schumer, and he still has not deleted this tweet, although there's been a lot of outrage for him to do it. Here's what he said. Peter King stood head and shoulders above everyone else. So Chuck Schumer said, he's been principled and never let others push him away from his principles. In other words, he's very racist, and no matter how much society says it's time to move on, he doesn't care. He's fiercely loved America, Long Island, and his Irish heritage, and left a lasting mark on all three. Other heritages, he's not a fan. If it's a different heritage, his Irish heritage, he loves that. Loves his Irish heritage. Other ones, he's not a fan. I will miss him in Congress and value his friendship. It's according to Chuck Schumer. All right. So here's what Aaron Matei had to say about that. Here's Aaron Matei's tweet. Senator Schumer versus Representative Omar on outgoing Republican Rep. Peter King. I'm in the good riddance camp, says Aaron Matei. I'm also in the good riddance camp. So here we go. Aaron posted a photo of what Chuck Schumer said, which we just read. Here's what Ilhan Omar said. Ilhan Omar said, Peter King is an Islamophobe who held McCarthyite hearings targeting American Muslims, said there are too many mosques in this country, and blamed Eric Garner for his own death at the hands of police. Good riddance. Good for Ilhan Omar. And when you think about our politics, if there's one thing we need more of, it's more Ilhan Omars and less Chuck Schumers. I mean, that's so, and I'm not one of these people that gets really bent out of shape when somebody here, let's go back to the Chuck Schumer image. Like I get it. There are times where it's like, if you're in the political realm and you're doing electoral politics, there are times where you have to extend the olive branch to your colleagues. I totally get that. I don't really let that stuff get to me. I kind of just look, it's the game that people are playing. But when it's someone like Peter King, come on. There are degrees where it is acceptable or not even acceptable, but tolerable, where it's like, okay, this is a corrupt institution. They have to kind of do this pat on the back game. I get it. But to a point, and once you cross a certain line, it's just the level of ridiculousness. And it's just the level of, okay, it really is a big club and we ain't in it. And someone like a Chuck Schumer doesn't bother all the hateful things this man has done. He's not bothered by it. And here he is reaching out to a colleague. It gets to the point. And again, we will see a day. Like for everybody who's going around with their hair on fire because Donald Trump and we've never seen anything like this and blah, blah, blah. We will see a day, mark my words, where the corporate Democrats, where the, establishment Democrats, which really it's all one big party. It's the money party. We will see a day when they say, man, we wish for the days of Donald Trump. Donald Trump was a funny guy. We will see that day. We're seeing it for Bush now. Do you guys remember the Bush administration? I do. It was awful. For me, it was like, I didn't realize our country could be this disgusting. Because I was young and I was just awakening, I was just waking up politically. I wasn't paying attention before that. I was in high school. I was worried about playing in a garage band and trying to get girls to like me. Then I woke up and I realized how horrible our country has behaved. And I realized how horrible we were behaving and going to a country that had nothing to do with the 9/11 attacks. The 9/11 attacks were scary. What are we going to do about it? Oh, let's go to a country that didn't have anything to do with it. Why are we doing that? That's a thought process that went through my head. And then I started waking up, right? That's what happens to you as you grow up. The Bush administration was awful. We are still suffering from what they did to this country, from what they did regarding the Patriot Act, regarding the Clean Air and Water Act, regarding Iraq, regarding the war on terror, regarding the new American century. We're still suffering from all that. And yet you see Ellen dancing with George Bush, taking fun selfies at a football game with George Bush. Nancy Pelosi saying, I yearn for the days of George Bush. And that's what this nonsense for Chuck Schumer is too. They're trying to just trivialize how awful people like Peter King are. So, good job, Chuck Schumer. This is the resistance, by the way. This is the resistance. This is what's going to beat Trump. We're going to have less of Trump because of stuff like this. Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer. I mean, it's calling it an opposition is comical at this point. Calling it an opposition is truly, truly comical. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your